Alright, so this is DK64, everyone. There's going to be a lot going on at the very beginning of this run. I will do my best to explain it. Feel free to ask any questions for anything that I may not cover. Just general basics. There's a lot of things that are going to be going on. And we're going to be starting the run immediately with a glitch called Intro Story Glitch. So I guess I'll give you a countdown, and on one, we'll start. So 3, 2, 1. Bam. So what I just did there was I canceled the intro story by pressing A 1.9 seconds into the cutscene, which cancels the fade out. So now the intro story is playing in the background, and we can write a whole bunch of memory to our file. And we're going to use this to do an additional glitch called main menu mode, which gives us all moves and upgrades to all the Kongs without having to unlock them. But due to the fact the intro story is playing in the background, I have to cancel certain scene transitions, otherwise I will get pulled into the cutscene and the glitch will fail. And so the first scene transition is at 55 seconds. So I have to enter the first training barrel. Right as that happens, the screen starts to fade to black, and then we get the DK transition, which cancels over it. This barrel is pretty straightforward. We just dive right down, grab the coin. Game gives us a nice sense of accomplishment, telling us well done. And now we wait for 1minute 24.5 seconds for the second scene transition. Now this glitch does have a few side effects. Because the game thinks we will be in the main menu, it will no longer save, as saving is disabled. We can no longer pause, which means we can't pause exit out of levels, so that will create some opportunities for creative routing for leaving levels quickly. And we can no longer take damage. So, because Splat hits us, it's fine. We're not even gonna flinch. This is the barrel throwing barrel. We just simply hold B as we walk into all the barrels, throw the last one at the tree, and we're done. So now we're going back to the main menu. And so we have to wait 4 minutes and 25 seconds, as that is the length of the intro story, so we can actually do some additional things to progress our file during this waiting period. So we did some of the training barrels. Now we're going to watch some boss cutscenes. So the first time you enter a boss, it plays a much longer version of a cutscene. If we watch it in the main menu and then enter the game via main menu mode, it will actually give us a shorter version. So typically the Aztec boss cutscene is 30 seconds long. We'll get a cutscene instead that's about 13 seconds. Which is great. Less time that we have to watch boring cutscenes. And so we're not going to be able to watch all of them. We don't have enough time since we did do some of the training barrels. But we will watch the majority of them. I'm entering multiplayer to cancel any of the fade outs that are remaining that are occurring when we enter the boss cutscenes. And multiplayer also gives us all of the guns and sniper scope. So we'll have all instruments, all guns, sniper scope, and all moves. Without having to buy any of them. So no rainbow coins, no regular coins. It's great. And now, as everyone in chat is alluding to, it's entirely RNG dependent as to what cutscene I get. 3 out of 10 of the cutscenes are not going to pull me into my file, the other 7 will. We got good RNG. To all the haters in chat. We beat you. So now we're in our file, we've entered main menu mode. We need to finish the last training barrel, as the oranges we will get from the last one are very important for skipping the little dance DK does at the end of every golden banana collection, as well as for some additional tricks later on in the run. I need you. Just collect the oranges, throw them at the tree, and we're done. So now we're going to do the first movement-based glitch of the run. We're going to C up, press B, exit first person, and we can just go right through a wall. That is called swim through vertical walls. It works on a specific plane of every level. You just have to not input a direction after leaving first person along that wall, and you can swim right through it due to a mathematical error in the game programming. What are walls? You will learn very quickly walls do not exist. Except on PAL, yes, on Link. So this is K-Lumsy. He unlocks all the levels for us. Our nice friendly dinosaur, who's a little special, jumps around and blows up a boulder. He's got some powerful feet. So a little more about this category in general. This is our equivalent of no major skips. So we're going to need to defeat all the bosses, collect 100 golden bananas to enter each of the levels, have the appropriate number of golden bananas to enter the level, along with the appropriate key turned in. And that's about it. And no golden banana duping. Because that's always fun. So this is Jungle Japes, first level of the game. We have this nice bush here. We can just walk up to the bush and we're out of bounds. Moving along out of bounds. We can do another glitch by climbing this tree and canceling an aerial attack by spamming B while we land, and we can fly through the air. It's not Tiny that can float through the air and climb up trees. It is clearly DK. And so we grab our first golden banana. We need some ammo because we're going to free Diddy. There's 3 switches. We just come over here, shoot the switch. We can also overlap cutscenes because no one likes watching cutscenes. Shoot the switch, kick into the cutscene. And that hasn't happened in a while. Sometimes that switch doesn't register, and we get to watch a cutscene. Hi, Diddy. And swim through vertical walls again, grab another golden banana. Swim right along, jump back in bounds. over to this Kasplat. Now these Kasplats are very important. There's one for each Kong in every level, and these blueprints can be turned in for very quick golden bananas. So we're going to be collecting 34 of them throughout the run. But actually get the cutscene overlap. Nope, we're not going to get the cutscene overlap this time either. That time I hit the wall. 2 cutscene overlaps, 2 fails. It wouldn't have mattered anyways, because apparently I didn't go back and shoot that one after I missed it. Oh well. Always a surprise in DK. Now we can just take Warp 2 and grab a golden banana. So Diddy is free, the gates are lowered, and so let's go get Diddy. Just head on over to this tag barrel. We did something through a cutscene. Yay! So there's certain inputs you can do as well through cutscenes, like Chimpy Charge or Kick with DK, and that just lets you move a little faster. This is a trick called Bridge Clip. If you move right as you clip into the side of the bridge, it places you on top. Makes it very convenient for getting to that switch, which spawns a golden banana. And back down we go. You can also crouch off of ledges, and that cancels the falling animation. And we grab that blueprint. And then swim through vertical walls again all the way to the last golden banana we're going to be getting in Japes 1. So as I mentioned before, you can use oranges to damage yourself into golden bananas to skip the dance. You can also use the beaver. Enemies have a purpose. And so you may be thinking, okay, we don't have colored bananas to get into the boss, but we can just go through a wall. We can just mooncake with DK right over the edge of the wall where the hit detection is and enter the boss. And we can do that for any boss. This is Armadillo 1. Your standard metal tank armadillo thing with fireball launchers. He's going to shoot fireballs at us, and we just have to throw a TNT barrel at his nose 3 times. It's a very shocking experience for him. Avoid the fireballs. And then where I place the TNT barrel, he just instantly gets hit, and we move on to the next phase. Damage ourselves, so he immediately moves over. And rinse and repeat. Look at the floor to reduce lag a little. And we get our first boss key. This nice convenient torch over here. We can just jump aerial. I said we can just jump aerial into it and clip out of bounds. Now, by going too far out of bounds, you do something that we refer to as voiding out, and that just places you right back at the beginning of the level, which allows us to exit the levels very quickly. So we're going to either be making use of voiding out to finish each of the levels, or we are going to end the level near the entrance. That way we can progress quickly. Need to turn in the key, because no levels early. Actually need to turn in the keys. And then we'll head on our way to Angry Aztec. Desert level. How angry is that level? I'm not sure it's really how angry the level is, it's how angry the level can make you. This is definitely one of the harder levels to do well in the run. It is faster to do it with Diddy. Have fun doing Torch Clip with Diddy. So we enter the level, and the first thing we're going to do is get some more blueprints. As I said, each blueprint counts as one golden banana once we turn them in. We're going to be getting 34 of them, therefore about a third of our golden bananas come from these blueprints. Grab the blueprint, kick through the cutscene, and everybody say, "Hi, llama." Majestic llama, locked in a cage. We won't be freeing him. He can just stay right there. Going to rocket barrel up. More blueprints. And enter the temple so we can go free Tiny. In a casual playthrough, you would need to climb up, melt the ice so you can swim over. But we can do something called a ledge clip, where I am buffering with C up my forward movement, so that I can fall through the ledge and clip out of bounds. And head immediately over to the golden banana. Oh no, I can't spell. Okay. Too far away. Oh. Q, G. So the reason why we hit the O or any of the wrong levels first is that it activates the puzzle. The game thinks that the platforms are already activated, which they're not. And that just lets us chimpy charge off the top of them to activate without having to turn on a cutscene, or turn on the platforms with a cutscene. We're going to go back into Tiny's Tiny Temple. Tiny's Tiny Tiny Temple. Say that 10 times fast. And we're going to do a glitch called a spawn snag. I'm going to manipulate the camera so that Tiny's claptrap room stays unloaded, clip out of bounds, and walk right into the golden banana. So don't need to do the puzzle, don't need to do any of that. Just can grab the GB immediately and then walk right on back out. And then just because we love breaking walls so much, there's a pixel here that we can backflip into. A little too far. There we go. It pushes us to the side and we're out of bounds. This skips us having to play the guitar to open that door in front of us. Get Tiny's blueprint, then back out of bounds again. We can ponytail twirl at the face of that stone statue. And come right on back out. These 4 gongs can be chimpy charged by Diddy. The last one we're going to turn away from. That way we can just jump up immediately onto the top of the platform and grab the golden banana as it spawns. Up, grab DK, and we're heading on to our second boss, Dogadon 1. Big giant dragonfly who wants to hit you with fireballs. So here he is, we just avoid the fireballs and throw a TNT barrel at him after he's done having his little temper tantrum. We do this 3 times, and he dies. Also, Joe, if you want to read a couple donations, that would be fine. I just noticed you said something in chat. Keep avoiding those fireballs. Do it with the style and grace that Lanky never could have. That's Dogged on 1. Crossing over the sand. We can jump aerial at this banana to clip out of bounds. To get to this mini game early.
Welcome to bonus stage.
This mini game is Stealthy Snoop. We just have to avoid being caught by these lovely guys with their lights. And reach the checkered end to get a golden banana. Pretty straightforward. We can attempt to throw an orange at the wall, damage ourselves into the golden banana. Then we're gonna head on over to free everyone's least favorite Kong. Game doesn't even like me mentioning him. Lanky. No moon kick for me. So we can just go around, roll in the back, and backflip up to the loading zone. Oh, you monster, you. So we're going to tag warp 2 for later, and then we're going to do our first instance of a glitch called skew. We're going to swim through vertical walls to get out of bounds, and then we're going to pull out our gun. Pull out our gun. There we go. So now we can have our gun out while we swim. And we're going to use this to pull us out of the swimming animation with our hitbox rotated. Like so. And this has some really cool side effects. Being the fact that our hit detection has now changed and we can go through walls as long as we don't enter water or press A. We can still even moonkick. We just have to enter a certain animation first before we jump. We can still long jump. Works with every Kong, works with tag barrels. This is just a matching puzzle. Match the sounds, get a golden banana. We broke his back. Back out of bounds, because why would we be in bounds in this game? Sure, everyone's tired of going out of bounds. Blueprint. And carry on our merry way. And we're going to get one golden banana for Tiny. And then we're going to void out to get back to the beginning of the level. Just weave. Grab some ammo. And that's Aztec. On to Factory. Arguably could be considered the hardest level of the run. So we turn in the key. This opens both Frantic Factory and Gloomy Galleon. However, we only have the number of golden bananas we need to enter Factory at this point. And we actually won't even have that until we collect the golden banana at the top of Kremling Island. Because we have all moves and upgrades, we can take Monkey Port already, even though you typically wouldn't unlock that until Crystal Caves. And we can play our instrument for a golden banana. On our way to Factory. So, we're going to immediately start off with a pretty inconsistent trick, which is pretty straightforward for DK. There are two robots in the upcoming room. Yes, cat. Her name is Luna. She's been a bit of a menace today, so she's not in the room. We're gonna lure the robot over and use his hitbox to push us out of bounds. And just walk right on over to the golden banana. Tag Warp 4 for later. This will allow us to get back to the top of production room relatively quickly when we turn it on. Sorry about the cat. She's on the other side of a door, and she's still screaming. We tag Lanky, and we're going to free the final Kong, Chunky. Once again, throw an orange, damage ourselves into the golden banana. And this is going to be our first boss as not DK. So this boss is Majak. We're just going to wedge clip through the ledge instead of moon kicking. And then enter the boss. There's 5 cycles. The first 3 he goes around in a square pattern. And we're just trying to maximize the amount of times he jumps quickly back and forth between platforms. And minimize the amount of times you get slow jumps. He jumps a set specific number of times every phase. And he spawns 2 switches, one on blue, one on white. And you need to hit the switch on whichever color he is actually on. Not my favorite of RNG. So that's the first 3 phases done. Now, the 4th and 5th phase, he goes back and forth between platforms quickly, so we do this Z-like pattern to, at a very minimum, get 2 fast jumps for every slow jump. It's behind me. She's a very bossy cat. Once again, just doing Z patterns. Terrible RNG. There's 4 spots where each switch can spawn for every phase, and the last 2 phases, which are the 2 most important, I had very close to worst possible RNG. But it's okay, we're done. RNG fight is over. Grab the blueprint for the road. And grab this golden banana. However, we can do something pretty cool by staying as Mini Monkey. I can get a kick slide on that edge, clip out of bounds, transform back into Big Tiny, and then clip all the way to the other side of Factory. Which prevents us having to do a whole nother robot push. That was a skid jump. I will explain those in a bit. We can just jump over to this frame, skipping Lanky needing to do Baboon Balloon to get over to Batty Barrel Bandit. We need to line up 4 golden bananas 3 times to be rewarded with a golden banana. The pattern for each slot is set between runs. Like, it's always the same patterns. However, where you are in each pattern changes. So I always know when a banana is going to be coming up next. However, I don't know what my initial pattern will be. So, we're coming up on one of the most difficult tricks in the run, and this is using a glitch called Tag Barrel Storage to do a spawn snag. First, we're going to get Lanky's blueprint. I need to make sure I don't load the portion of the room to the left. If I do, it'll spawn the golden banana, and I will have to either do the piano GB normally, which takes a while, or substitute. I think that should be okay. And then we're going to do a skid jump, and then the frame before... Nope, I just loaded it. How do I want to do this? Alright, I'll try reloading the room and doing it once more. I need to clip out of bounds to void. That's a shame. Come on. Alright, he's not wanting to clip out of bounds. We'll just do it intended. That's a shame. What a bummer. So this is a really long GB, which is why we don't typically do it this way. We can grab the GB where it would be intended to spawn, which is on top of that red platform, by using tag rail storage to deload the room. Navigating to it while the room is deloaded, and then grabbing it. But instead, now I get to watch Kremling's burp. Yeah. I don't know why I just blinked for a second. D, E, C. Who wouldn't want to press F? All because I long jumped. So now we need DK. Pretend me missing that never happened. And we're gonna turn on production room. F for paying respects. Hooray, golden banana! So as I was going to explain, skid jumps are a frame perfect trick. We are skidding the frame, or we are jumping out of the skid the frame after the skid initiates. The game still thinks we're on the ground, so we can perform another action. And that allows us to do things like double jump to grab onto that ledge to grab that golden banana early. You can also do things like crouch and uncrouch, or enter a ring stand in midair, and those are methods of getting tag barrel storage, which would have been the glitch that we would have used for F key, or piano GB. Wasn't meant to be, though. Double jump. Bubble gum. Just progressing on upwards, we're going to get the Diddy golden banana that we spawned earlier. It's still here, we haven't reloaded the area or anything, so the switch didn't reset.
You cool if I read a few donations real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Bam! Well, we got Spectral Joker a little earlier donated $20. He said $1 for every Q he said. Put towards killing the animals. So kill the animals. It's good. It might make the come up. We'll see. Then Trident Tail. He donated $3.71, putting it towards the Sonic Mania. Good ending. And he says for Kara. And then Rock and Josh donated 1,362 bits. He put that towards saving Marin for the LADX run later tonight. Appreciate all you guys.
So, we just exited factory. The golden banana fell off the platform. And we're going to be heading back to Japes. Now, it may seem a little counterintuitive to go back to a level that we've already been to. However, we haven't been there with Lanky, Tiny, or Chunky. So there's a lot of really fast golden bananas in Japes for those 3 Kongs. And it's actually worthwhile to just make the second trip. That way we don't need to get slower GBs in later levels. And it's actually one of my favorite levels, so hopefully it goes well. We're just gonna grab a GB with Lanky first. Another one of these instrument pads, we just had to move the boulder first. Play our instrument on it, spawns the golden banana. And if we tilt our camera in the correct direction, it'll drop basically right on top of us. And into Japes. So we're going to be doing another instance of Skew. We're going to be getting Skew with Tiny this time. Once again, swim through vertical walls, out of bounds, jump out of the water, pull out our gun. We're now swimming with our gun. Align ourselves up, dive, put our gun away, and backflip into the cage to reset our height, and then backflip back in bounds. And I gotta do it again. That's a very tight jump. And so we're trying to cross that river to get over to that cage. Just didn't have quite enough height. There we go. And we can just grab that golden banana and then grab a series of golden bananas throughout the entirety of the level. All by using skew and our lack of hit detection, with some very careful movement to not press A when we're not intending to. Didn't want to roll there. So yeah, just continuing on walking, grab the golden banana, grab another golden banana. We're going to tag Diddy over here. We've already passed through the tunnel, raising our height, so we can actually just walk straight to Diddy's golden banana directly from this height that we left earlier. And no dance skip. Back flip up. Let's see if we can get this dance skip with Chunky. Go in. Nope. Throwing my oranges a little too far left. What does no levels early mean? So, all of these levels can be entered without their keys turned in or the correct number of golden bananas. We can get past the B locker at the beginning of the level and enter their lobbies without the requirements met. So this is our no major glitches pretty much, where we are forcing ourselves to have those requirements met. So there's a couple different ways that you can clip out of bounds in this room. You can skid jump, long jump right at that wall, and you just go right through it. You can also use the frame of the painting to push yourself out of bounds as well, similar to Bush Push that we did earlier. So we headed on over to Lanky's Blueprint, and then we're going to do a minigame called Speedy Swing Story. In this minigame, where you need to collect all the coins, we just jump up on the mushroom, grab the vine, and just spam A. Easy. We can throw an orange at the wall, damage ourselves into it, another one of those dance skips. And then get some of Chunky's quick golden bananas before leaving for the next level. So we can swim through vertical walls, enter the underground early, skip that whole left section, just jump right over the path, overlap some cutscenes. Sorry about the car. Kill the splat, and there's a golden banana on the other side. By holding down right and pressing A on a specific frame, you can get a jump out of that cutscene, but I was a little late. And then... oh. Dance skips aren't my friend in Japes today. Beaver punches me for good measure. And that's the end of Japes 2. So now we have enough golden bananas to enter Gloomy Galleon. This game's water level. We're just gonna grab a couple quick golden bananas along the way. Warp 4 puts us right back at the top of Kremling Island, and we can use that just to enter Galleon's lobby pretty quickly. Chunky also has his blueprint here. So we're keeping the room to our right deloaded because the cannon game golden banana is spawned on the back wall. And if we get too close, it will deload. And we're going to grab that from out of bounds. Or at least attempt to. We're 1 for 2 on our spawn snags. Can we be 2 for 3? But we're going to need S.K.U to assist with that. So we're going to tag warp 3 so we can get back to this area for later. And then we're going to do a different method of S.K.U called cannon S.K.U. I'm going to launch myself with the cannon and then blow myself up out of the cannon animation with an orange. And now we've got a forward-facing S.K.U. So this works in a similar way where my hit detection has changed, except now I have to go backwards through walls. Just be very, very careful around this corner. Navigate the out of bounds. There's the golden banana. And we grab it. And that prevents us having to bring the cannonball over, shoot the switch 3 times. We just skip all of that and immediately get the golden banana. Swim through vertical walls to get to the lighthouse area. We're going to grab one more blueprint and then head on over to Snides for the first time to turn in some of our blueprints. We're also going to increase the water height for later. And the fact that Diddy can't jump up to Snides without the water being high. So this is Snides. This is where we turn in our blueprints for golden bananas. He gives us 1 golden banana per blueprint. And since we're collecting 34 blueprints, we're going to need to turn in some of our blueprints before the end of the run, as the final level requires 80 golden bananas to enter. Every time we turn in blueprints, it plays an initial cutscene, and then the golden bananas drop, and then it just universally gives the total amount of golden bananas with 1 dance. So we want to minimize the amount of cutscenes and the amount of dances that we get. So we're trying to turn in as many blueprints as possible per trip. Take warp 3 back, which we tagged earlier. And now we're going to do Puff Toss. Fourth boss of the run. Doing it with Chunky, so we need to ledge clip. Okay, ledge clip. Puff Toss has 5 phases. The stars are always in the same position for every phase. The fireballs, however, are a bit randomized, so we're trying to avoid the fireballs and the shockwaves that he's shooting, while getting to the 5 stars as quickly as possible. That's phase 2. Phase 3 is when he starts shockwaving. So I need good movement to make that star. Made it very easily. Completely fine. We can jump through the cutscene to get a bit more distance to get towards the next star. And if we line it up just right, which I think we're a little too far, we can have the key spawn on top of us to collect it during the cutscene. But yeah, I'm a bit too far. Just barely. And that's Puff Toss. Now the reason we needed to do the boss now is, even though the portal disappears, the frame doesn't, and we can use that to get out of bounds. And then just walk along this edge to get over to the 5-door ship area. So we got Chunky's blueprint. Now we're going to head on over to Tiny's 5-door ship. Luckily for us, the swim through vertical walls plane is right on this side of the ship. So we can just go right up to her gate and swim right through. This golden banana can be a little bit tricky. We have a lovely starfish in this room named Patrick that likes to try to hit you out of your swimming animation. He luckily left us alone. Didn't have to reline up grabbing that golden banana. Good job. Thank you for being nice, Patrick. Same thing with Lanky. We can just go right on down to the door of his ship GB and swim right through. And right back on out. Is this the Krusty Krab? Maybe. We can also swim through vertical walls through this wall. This allows us to enter the 2-door ship early. Get right into the Linky door. Swim through vertical walls again. It's really beneficial to be able to swim through walls in a water level, if you haven't noticed. Because then we can just swim right back on out. Void to get back to the beginning of the level, but we're not quite done yet. There's still a couple more things to get. So this is Ungard, one of the 2 animals that are available in this game. We are only using him for 1 golden banana. And you will not be seeing Rambi at all, unfortunately. It's a shame they're not more useful. Bye, Ungard. We can just swim through vertical walls, get back to the beginning of the level, and we're done with the water level. But we're not done with swim through vertical walls yet. Because there's another wall with another golden banana. And another wall. So, I am going to be save stating here. This is typically not allowed for runs. However, because this is a marathon and this can soft lock, if I'm a bit of a dingus and mess up, just out of safety's sake, just want to grab that golden banana from underneath. And then head on into get the camera. So, there's 2 benefits of the camera. One will be for a glitch that we will use in both Castle and Helm. The other is for Shockwave. Shockwave is the fastest way to kill Kasplats for Lanky, Tiny, Diddy, and DK. And so that will save us both ammo, having to collect ammo, and just time in general because it's faster than shooting them. Grab that golden banana from underneath. And then we'll head on in to turn in our key. Just going to grab this golden banana first. Have to hit this switch and then Linky needs to boogie his way on over. I mean, unlink. Lanky was trying earlier in Factory to make it crash and burn. But we got to see the piano GB, so... We've now unlocked Fungi Forest, but we're not done quite yet. There's a couple more things we're going to do. Our first instance of Hunky Chunky. So Hunky Chunky is the fastest form of movement in the game, and we also need him for a golden banana. So we need him to hit that switch. We can do a glitch called Swim Through Shores. By just diving and mashing B, we can go through the shore and clip out of bounds. And then swim right on underneath the center of DK Isle to grab the golden banana that we spawned. Time to head to Fungi. So luckily for us, Fungi Forest is a pretty straightforward level. It does have some cool glitches, but nothing overwhelmingly difficult. It's a bit of a rest stop before we head on to Crystal Caves. Arguably the other hardest level of the run. So we're just tagging Warp 4 for later, so we're not stuck in Lanky's blueprint area. That didn't hit? Okay. Switches are not my friend today. So we need to hit all 5 switches. And we're going to overlap the last switch, which is DK's. With the cutscene of the cannon spawning. This first cannon takes a little bit to spawn, so we just wait where it's going to spawn and then we get launched the rest of the way on up to the golden banana. Lanky can climb on up the mushroom. We can open 2 rooms, both of which have a golden banana. One is considerably faster than the other, so we're going to do the faster one. We'll just jump on the mushroom and grab the golden banana. The bees wanted to say hi. I didn't, so we're leaving them there. No one likes bees. Can jump on down. And we're gonna get Diddy's blueprint now. Continuing on our merry way. Fungi, there's not a lot of very quick golden bananas, so we're mainly here for... I thought he was walking a bit closer. We're mainly getting the blueprints and the 2 or 3 golden bananas that are actually quick. Camera behaved a little differently than usual. Shockwave! Good job! And now we're going to head to our second blueprint turn-in. Joe, if you have any donations or anything you want to say, you've got like 2.5 minutes. And maybe more like 2. Otherwise, I can just keep talking. That works too, Void. That works too. So, we're turning in Lanky's blueprints for golden bananas. We're going to need to turn in again at the end of caves, but otherwise we would not have the 65 golden banana requirement to enter caves. We're just going to barely make it by hitting 65 exactly right before entering. So we're entering the 5th boss fight, Dogadon 2. Now this is the hardest boss fight in the run. We've got to avoid the fireballs. Pick up the barrel. Place it. And he's dead. So that's the only boss quick kill we have in DK64. It's generally referred to as Dogadon Quick. By us being in invincible state by having taken damage, touching him while he is taking damage, for some reason the game drops his health immediately to 0 and he dies. We don't exactly know why it happens, but it's convenient. Heading on into the mill area. We've mentioned walls are greatly programmed. What happens when they forget walls completely? You can just walk right on through. GB. So we don't have to have the golden banana get kicked out, collect it at night, none of that. We can just grab it where it spawns and is initially placed. As you'll see in the glitch exhibition after the run, there's some cool things you can do with that golden banana. It's a very special golden banana. There's only 2 others like it. So we can also use damage to leave our swimming animation to get skew. And we need that for leaving this area after we get DK's blueprint. Just skew on out. And Void to get back to the beginning of the level, and we're done with fungi. We can cartwheel jump aerial over to the top of DK Isles to get Diddy's golden banana. Someone should have made me donate like 50 cents for every time I say golden banana. Oh well. That would have been a lot of times of saying golden banana. Banana, banana, banana. So we need to turn in key 5. We can enter caves technically if it weren't no levels early. However, castle is the only lobby where we can't actually enter it without having turned in the key. So there's no way around it, unfortunately. We would have to turn in key 5 to complete the run if we needed to go to castle. But we're going to caves first. We don't have 80 golden bananas, so we have to go to caves. Bum, bum, bum. Now we have to make a jump with Chunky, which we made quite easily. Punch the wall. Long way. Winky has a blueprint over here. I'm good on resources. Okay. And we're going to get Diddy's golden banana and then enter caves. Sometimes that ledge doesn't like letting you backflip on it. It's a little position base. So caves is my other favorite level. It's very, very difficult. There's a lot that can go wrong. We have 2 skew sections coming up. But we'll see what we can do. So the first thing immediately upon entering with Diddy is we're going to progress through this tunnel. And because we have the camera now, we can do something called a gun dive. We can slide off, pull out the camera to swim through vertical walls with our guns out, and get skew. Across the ledge. Didn't make it all the way up, but not bad. And we need to be very, very careful in this room here. If I get stuck in this room by losing skew, it is technically a soft lock. Well, there is a way out, but it's a quadruple frame perfect trick. We need warp 5 for later. We didn't get hit off by the splat, which is always a good sign. And then we're taking Rocket Barrel all the way to the other side of the level. I wanted to hit the bee. That bee is not your friend. Bees are never your friend. And then we're using skew to enter the rotating room. Typically, you would have to match the faces for the puzzle. However, we can just get a moon kick on this edge. Come on. Turn around in midair, land on the edge, and backflip up for the golden banana. Another blueprint. And then we're going to enter Tiny's 5-door cabin. In this room, there are purple claptraps, which can only be killed with oranges. We have to kill them as quickly as possible, and then grab the golden banana. They're not in the nicest of positions. We can grab this edge, we grab the golden banana as it spawns, and then it teleports us back to the beginning of the room. Nice, cool little way to skip a dance and get back to where you need to go. You can start a shockwave before taking a warp, and then just release B upon landing, and shockwave what you need to shockwave. Nice and convenient. Now, SKU number 2. So Chunky's a little bit fat that it's a bit more difficult to do a gun dive with him in the shallow water. That's unfortunate. That should be good enough. So we need to get SKU. That way, we can get in and out of Chunky's single igloo. Carefully avoid all the voids. There's a lot of them in this area. Get in bounds. This isn't exactly the greatest of SKUs, so I may miss this and have to get a backup golden banana. Nope, we got it. Good job, Chunky. That's one of the other more difficult tricks in the run. If I were to lose SKU in that igloo, there's only one way out, and that's with a quadruple frame perfect trick. Which is referred to as phase walking. I've kind of alluded to it a couple times at this point. It's not really used in a lot of RTA runs, just due to its sheer difficulty, because it's 4 back-to-back-to-back-to-back frame perfect inputs. However, there are some people that use it as a backup for a few things. Can swim through vertical walls, and we've got a nice blueprint to turn in for 3 comms. Unless you are Cigna. And Z-Melbs, yep. It can be gotten down with practice, but, I generally try to avoid it due to some hand issues that I get when I do the trick too often.
You care if I read a few donations during this cutscene?
Go for it. We've got like 2.5 minutes.
Oh, nice. Well, I had to run out a little bit, so I apologize for not getting to these right away. But Real donated $20. If you wanted that to go towards a certain incentive, there's a link right in the chat. You can just let me know what you want that to go towards. It is up to date, so yeah. And then Dizzy Lou gave us 100 bits. Thank you very much for that, dude. Appreciate you.
Dizzy Lou is actually my wife.
Whoa.
I didn't even see that she donated.
Whoa. Kiwi's Flyway donating to the stream. Appreciate you guys very much.
Oh. Get in there, Lanky. One more. If you want to do any more plugs, go for it.
It's actually all we had for that moment.
Okay.
I guess I could plug real quick. We're gonna have more prizes you can be eligible for. As many of you know who Christmas is, she does a lot of artwork, so we have collaborated together. She's gonna donate some of her button sets. We got those in the works at the moment. Basically, if you donate almost any amount, you'll be eligible to win them. I think for one of the sets, we'll have donate $4 since it's a 4-piece set. But yeah, got those in the works. So more stuff coming. I'm just gonna check really fast if there's anything else.
Okie dokie.
Again, we've raised over $1,000 so far. That's really crazy. Appreciate your guys' support very much.
So back to doing bosses with DK.
Yep.
Just mooncake right on over for Armadillo 2. The best boss music of the game. It's pretty much the same boss as Armadillo 1. Except instead of 3 times of avoiding fireballs, we have to avoid it 4 times, and there's a super big missile at the end of it that we're just gonna get ourselves hit by. One. He does also have this intermediate phase where he flies in the air, drops himself down, hits you with a couple shockwaves. One additional shockwave per phase you're on. Then we can just place the barrel so that when he's done with this section of the phase, he just immediately gets hit by it. We can keep the advancement going very quickly. So if you place it just right, when he does the shockwave will go under the barrel and not explode. Just a fun little thing you can play around with. It does actually save time on the N64 version of this game, just due to the lack of lag from the barrel spawning. Just barely not close enough. Waiting out the shockwaves for the final phase. Fireballs from the sky. Avoid all 6. Backflip. Get hit by the missile. He immediately gets hit. Boss fight over. Grab the key, and we're done with caves. To get back to the entrance quickly, we can backflip on top of slides. Come over to this antenna, jump aerial, and clip out of bounds. So, there's more than just swim through vertical walls. You can essentially wedge clip off a ledge high enough and fall through a wall as well, using the similar mathematical error. And we can use that to clip past that wall, damage ourselves, and grab the golden banana. And it only works if you're high enough in the air that you can completely pass through the hit detection of the wall before you stop falling, as the falling animation is what is preserving that state. But on our way to castle, just going to grab Diddy's blueprint first. Almost done with blueprints. We only have 2 more to get. We've turned in all of our blueprints for Lanky, Tiny, and Chunky. We're just going to get this one, and then DK's and Diddy's in Castle. So unfortunately, there's not too much left of Golden Banana Gathering that we'll be doing a lot in Creepy Castle, but there are a few cool tricks. We can come up here and swim through vertical walls, and then dive out of first person with a swim through shores to clip into the tree. This allows us to get to DK's blueprint. And then we can clip through this wall. Load the area just to make sure, and grab that golden banana early. We're then going to do a trick called Crypt Swim to swim to the crypt. We just swim partially through that wall, and then through a gap between the wall, and then underneath the entirety of the level to get to the other side. And this is so that we can get Diddy's blueprint.
Am I able to read a donation real quick?
Go for it.
Canis donated $200. And we are figuring out what incentive it's going towards. I think Jack is on the edge of his seat right now. Just praying to like any lords that exist that he puts it to kill the animals. But we will find out shortly. Oh, he actually, yeah, he just says like nothing, so. I mean, still $200 from my man Canis. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate all the support from everyone so much. We're at 1,200 now.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So just more blueprint turn-ins. Same old story. The sly fox is hiding all the golden bananas in his roof. We'll only give them to you if you pay him in random bits of paper covered in the Blastomatic print. Almost to that magical 100 golden banana count. Just gotta turn in our blueprints with DK, and that's all of our blueprints. We still have the boss and a couple more golden bananas to get. And then we get to go to Hideout Helm. You may be thinking, like, why didn't we cut some more golden bananas to get some of the blueprints in Castle? Unfortunately, the beginning cutscene in Castle is the second longest cutscene. And the longest of any of the ones in actual levels. So it doesn't really make sense to play the longer cutscene. Plus it's also a long distance from the tag barrel. Despite how fast the blueprints are in Castle. So we can essentially do a wedge clip here. Without C-upping. Fall through the wall. To get into the library early. And conveniently for us, it puts us at the end of the library, not even the beginning, so we can just grab the golden banana and leave. Rolling our way over to tag barrel. We can grab Chunky. Because we have his instrument, we can just immediately play it on entering, kill everything in the room, and just wait for the golden banana to spawn. Instead of having to make everything visible and then shooting it with homing ammo. Why not just have everything instantly die? And so now we're going to do a trick called fall through vertical walls, but we're going to do it with Chunky. And I couldn't have asked for a better fall through vertical walls. However, that makes it very difficult to explain. So instead of having a wedge or a certain amount of height to fall from, I used a skid jump, with which Chunky has the highest skid jump. And then used my camera to enter first person in midair to allow myself to pass through the wall on that specific plane. And this is King Cutout. He is a cardboard version of K. Rool. He has 3 phases. We just need to hit the not invisible form of him 3 times for each phase, and then he advances. So now there's 2. And we need to hit the one that's solid. And if we're very, very lucky, 25% chance, which we did get it, we're able to swim through vertical walls immediately through that wall, and we're going to be able to I went too fast. I've never actually gone too fast. Interesting. You can skip a cycle by doing that, but now I have to do the cycle anyways. I'm also going to need to tag Tiny. That's surprising. I've never been too fast for that before. Oh well. So we hit him the 3 times. He dies. And we're conveniently placed on the swim through vertical walls plane, so we can just void out, and it'll put us directly on top of the key. However, I need to head back over to this tag rail now and grab Tiny to get our last golden banana. Play our instrument, kill all the bugs inside the trash can. Splat. And we hit 100. I'm gonna void out, and that's it for Creepy Castle. So we're going to turn in keys 6 and 7. This will allow us to enter Hideout Helm. Two keys. 2 keys to turn in. Now we're going to head right on back up where we were earlier to the monkey port and enter Hideout Helm. So, for whatever reason, only Invisible Chunky can actually activate this B-Locker. So, we take Invisible Chunky across and enter Helm. It'd be much more convenient if we could take Tiny over. That's just, unfortunately, not possible. Who needs Lanky to climb slopes when you have Magic of Tiny? Shoot the switch, progress through. Put ourselves at a specific angle so that we can clip out by grabbing that terminal. And just move forward. Around DK's room we go. Where we stop, nobody knows. Long jump. 1, 2, 3. Backflip. Oh. A little off. We reached the second terminal. This is just essentially a ledge clip. You can just walk right through the wall. And on our way to the 8th and final boss key. Backflip and bounds, make sure we look at the window, otherwise the key may not load. And grab the key. Another fall through vertical walls to escape out of the room. And another fall through vertical walls to escape out of the entirety of hell. Very good escape. Time to turn in some keys and then do the final boss. And we release the dinosaur. And he's off. Everybody's favorite cutscene. Dinosaur versus cool spaceship. Who will win? Stay tuned.
Looks like it's made out of cardboard.
He arrives. Mwahaha.
It looks like his baby's about to arrive.
Don't make fun of K-Lumsy. My wife, everyone. Just happens to be passing through. Circuits made out of cardboard, yes. Take warp 1, please. And then we tagged warp 3 earlier. Final boss time. Her name is Ty, or she's Dizzy Lou. Ty, T-Y-E.
Like bow tie, but spelled differently.
Bringer of sarcasm and sass. Pretty sure it's fly.
It's too long for my birth certificate. Ty, bringer of sarcasm and sass.
Yo, have you ever had bow tie soup before?
Have I ever had bow tie soup before?
Yeah.
I mean, I've had bow tie noodles in soup, if that's what you're
Yeah,
referring
yeah,
to.
like pretty
Yeah.
much that. Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. It just like reminded me because my dad used to make like soup, but with like the bow tie noodles all the time.
Really good with like some chicken broth and
Yeah, those things are dope.
yes. So first phase of K. Rool is pretty straightforward. We just have to wait for a certain amount of punches. They're the same every time, and we launch ourselves at his face. Camera turned a little. Saved by the bell. Second phase of this wonderful 11.5-minute boss. Diddy has to rocket barrel up and shoot 8 switches. Good. What's very nice about this phase is if you're just the right distance away, you can hit both switches without having to move. Good Diddy phase. That's the hardest phase at K. Rool. They keep saving K. Rool though, with that bell. So now he has a light stuck on top of his head from Diddy phase, and we need to make him slip on banana peels. So we punch a switch, pick up the barrel, where the barrel explodes, a banana gets placed, and then we play our instrument, he runs towards us, slips on the peel, and And we do that 4 times. Good lanky face. Bum 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 bum. Really good. Actually. $219.55. So we time K. Rool phases by the in-game timer. That was close to a PB for me. Cool. So close. There's not really much variance in these phases if you do them well. But we get this lovely minute-long cutscene to lead into the longest portion of the fight, Tiny Phase. I'll explain the first section, and then if there's anything donation-wise Joe wants to say or plug, that would be fine. So the mini monkey barrel spawns in the middle. We enter the shoe. Got nothing right now. Alright. I'll try to come up with something then. We wait out the toes moving and hit the toe. We have to hit the first toe once, the second toe twice, third toe 3 times, fourth toe 4 times. We look at the sky to reduce a little lag. Enter the barrel as early as possible. Two, 1. 3, 2, 2. The reason why I'm throwing an orange at the last toe of every phase is it saves a couple frames over using the gun. This fight on N64 is extremely laggy, and so part of my muscle memory for this is just from when I used to play on N64, but it does still save a couple frames to maintain the lag reduction even on VC. However, these toes have essentially no lag. Hey, good RNG. So this last portion of the fight, he can spawn in any corner, or finish in every corner, and you have a 75% chance of him being in a favorable corner for you. But for some reason, I always get the bad RNG that loses 2 seconds with him being in my corner. Last one. And clearly hurting his toe so much would just make him pass out like that. I definitely have stepped on Legos.
Dude, I just watched this video. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Houston Jones on YouTube, but he did this video. He deadlifts, I don't know how many pounds, it was like 300 or something.
Okay.
While standing on a bunch of Legos. And he did like 10 reps of him, or 10 reps of it while his friends were like smacking him in the stomach at the same time.
Ouch.
Wait, when you said Legos, that just immediately popped up in my head.
Yeah. So this is Chunky Phase. We have to turn invisible to spawn the pad in the middle, and then punch him across the arena 4 times. Not really. Aren't I supposed to backflip at some point? I don't do that, Trident. I'm a party pooper. I didn't make it in quick enough. One more. Time is coming up. Interesting. Long jump. So when the final cutscene plays, time is up, and time.
Nice run.
Considering what happened at the beginning, with having to do the piano GB, which loses like 2 minutes. Yeah, not too bad. So, for the donation incentive, I'm going to swap over to my other profile. Get to see the lovely Wii U menu.
Whoa, VC.
VC.
The cheat machine.
The cheat machine. Saves so much time, though.
I know, it's crazy.
So, the first thing I'm going to showcase is one form of golden banana duping. So, I mentioned earlier when we were in Fungi Forest that there is a very special golden banana in that room, the mill area. And my controller disconnected.
Whoa.
So we're just going to load the restore point right in the file. What just happened to my console? I think my console may have... Oh.
What the hell? Did it just shut off?
Oh, I know what
That was
it did.
so weird. It like faded out. It faded out and then just like...
Connection has been lost with the controller. That's so weird. Alright. Interesting. Anyways, we're back in this room, and there's this golden banana here. Which, typically, you would pull those levers, it activates the conveyor belt, and it puts the golden banana outside. And I showed, if you get it once, it is a valid collectible. So we just go around, grab the golden banana. Great. So if we exit the level and re-enter, what that's going to do is that's going to reset the entirety of the level. And because we didn't do what the game thinks should be done with having that golden banana progress outside and putting it in its standard position, we can just go right through the wall again, walk all the way around, and it's there. And we can grab it again, and it counts. And we can do this until we hit 7 golden bananas. So once you hit 7 golden bananas, the game resets the counter back to 0 upon reset. However, it can be done with more than just DK. While that is DK's golden banana, because that GB is not in a state where the game thinks it's DK's banana, it's available for collection by everyone. So we can now take Chunky through. All the way around. Because Chunky can get through that wall. And grab the golden banana. And we could get up to 7 golden bananas for Chunky. And then we could do the same with Lanky, Tiny, and Diddy. And this is why golden banana duping is banned. It's a very, very fast way to get a lot of golden bananas. But there's another golden banana that can be duped. So, in order to showcase that, we're going to need to go over to Gloomy Galleon. So, on our way over, because this file doesn't have the key turned in, we have to swim through vertical walls in. I have this open. So, we can take DK through. Just gonna swim through vertical walls right here to get to the 5-door ship area, and we're going to head over to the seal race. And so, the seal race golden banana is in a pretty unique circumstance where it's actually stored in the middle of the race, but the game doesn't count it as being in a state where it would register it being collected until the winning cutscene of the race plays. So, there. And there's 2 different ways that we can get this golden banana, which is stored inside the ship. One way is with DK. This method can be done with other Kongs as well, but there's a much easier way to do it with other Kongs. So DK can use the boat to wedge clip, progress down this ramp, jump over the hit detection of the ship, and grab the golden banana. And then if we were to hit restart, it resets the race and the golden banana is there again.
Can you only do 7?
And it can only go up to 7 once again. So the golden banana is stored inside. However, DK unfortunately has a very slow boat. He was programmed to go at a different speed due to that race specifically. So the other boats go faster. And the way this game handles speed is it just doesn't. So if you're going fast enough, you can just pass through hit detection. And we can just line ourselves up and turn right before hitting, and we can pass right on through if it doesn't want to make me a liar. Sometimes this can be a little finicky.
Is this one of those like dumb tricks that just like it works when it wants to?
This one more so, yeah. That's why I kind of prefer the DK method, because it's a little more skill-based. This is a kind of hope and pray you go through the wall.
Right, yeah. I've always thought those kind of tricks are so annoying though.
They can be, yeah. But we can just restart. And now the golden banana will be there again. Also, watch Diddy's hat. It just kind of flaps around. But yeah, you can just keep doing that until you hit 7 golden bananas for every Kong, and that's another 35 golden bananas there. And then I'm not sure how I'm doing on time. I said I'd take around 10 minutes. But I
actually don't know how long it's been so far, but if you want to show a few more things, go right ahead.
So everyone who's played DK64 has at some point had issues with one of the 2 beetle races. And I'm going to showcase, at the very least, the Aztec beetle race skip. I don't, unfortunately, have a file where the golden banana is placed for the caves beetle race, but I can do that one as well if we need to kill some time before the next run.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if Crack is ready. I see he's streaming, so just gotta wait on his word.
So we need Tiny. And we're just gonna head right over to the Gong Tower. Jump in the mini monkey barrel. This may take me an attempt or two. It's a bit difficult of a trick, the new, faster method. So, we shall see. So typically you'd have to go through the entirety of the race, collect coins, but the golden banana is just sitting there at the end of the race, begging to be collected. So why wouldn't we collect it? Just in case. So we can get in front of the beetle. By holding Z, I can maintain this kick slide state and use the sliding momentum to move forward. Just Z slide right off the edge. I backflipped a little too late. That's unfortunate. Alright, let's try again. And then we can backflip on either a higher platform or a lower platform. It's a bit better to backflip onto the lower one. But I landed on the higher one this time. Just means we have to go down the slide a little longer. Slow down around this corner. Hold Z while neutral to slide a bit faster along. And we can just backflip into the golden banana. And we're done. No need for the coins or anything else. And you can just exit right on out of the race. Does Prac need a little more time, or are we good?
I think he's good to go.
Alright, I'll call it at that then. Thank you for having me. Good luck for the rest of the marathon. And yeah, thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you very much, dude, for doing that run and submitting.
No problem.